Hi, welcome back. In a previous video we looked at some of the mathematical functions that we can use in to add things together, to subtract them, to multiply. What we're going to look at today is we're going to look at bringing in, importing a module. In this case we're going to bring in the math module because I want to use something. I want to use pi, and pi is already held within the math module to 15 decimal places. I'm going to use similar bits that we've used before. You can see that I've defined a variable called radius, and I've actually called that a float because I'm going to use it down here. It's not going to give us a whole number as a output. So I've done the same again with the depth, defined it as a float. We're going to enter it. I'm then going to take my area and I'm going to call pi to 15 decimal places from this module that's up here, and I'll take the radius, and the two stars together up there, two asterisks together, means it's to the power of 2. So I'm just going to square it. Okay, I've got my volume. My volume is going to be equal to my area times my depth, and then I'm going to print out the radius in centimeters, which I've entered, the depth in centimeters, which I've entered, and I'll print out the area and the volume. One of the things we've going to get here is it's going to print it out in centimeters, and we know it's not centimeters. So what I'm going to do is, don't worry too much about this at the moment, I'm going to add in a bit of subscript. Okay, and what that's going to do is going to print out a little square above the centimeters to say that it's square. I could actually, if I take that, I'll do take the whole lot actually. If I copy that and I place that in there and I change that to a 3, that'll also give us the kind of cubed area. Okay, you can see at the bottom here I'm going to round it, so that, because I'm going to get, if I take that rounding out, I'm going to get a very long string with lots of decimal places, so I'm going to round it to 3 decimal places. Okay, right, we're just going to run it and just check to see if it works, clear anything that's in there previously. Okay, so I'm going to run it. It's going to ask me to, I'm going to enter 12 centimeters in there. It's going to ask me the depth. I'm going to say 3. Okay, right, what we can see, what have we got here? Right, we've entered the radius of 12 centimeters. It's put the point in because I've declared it as a float, so even though I only put 12 in, it will put the decimal point in. The depth, again, I put 3 in, so it's going to put I put it in as 3 as a whole number. I didn't put the decimal point in, but because I've declared it as a float, it will put the decimal point in. It will then work out my area. You can see that it's done it to a number of decimal places. Because it's used pi to 15 decimal places. Again, I could round that. I could do exactly the same what I've done with the one above, which actually would be quite a good one to do. So if we rounded that, okay, and you can see here that I need to make sure that I'm gonna round it. We'll say to 3 again, same as this. Get the comma in. Okay, and the one underneath was the same. We rounded it to 3 decimal places. Okay, we'll just run it again to make sure that we get what we think we're going to get. Last time I put in 12, so I put 12 again. Okay, put 3 in. Okay, so we can see that we've got it to 3 decimal places and 3 decimal places there. Again, if I could change this if I thought that was too much. I could change it, do it to 1. Okay, again, put 12 in there. 3. Okay, and again it's just done it to 1 decimal place. There are lots of other functions that are available, methods that you can use through this module up here. They're all available. I'll give you a list of them on the Python website. Okay, so if you go onto the Python website and you can put that into Google, and it'll bring up what's available within this maths function. We've only used one small bit that's in here. If we scroll down, it should be in alphabetical order. We can see all the different functions that are available, and there is an awful lot of them. Okay, so everything you could possibly want to as a math function. You can try any of these out if you want to. Again, square roots, powers of. I've only just used the pi one, but there's loads and loads and loads of them within there. Okay, so that's the end of this kind of brief tutorial on using the maths function. run that through and see if you can do that yourself. There are other bits of examples that you can run through. You could try an easy one where you could just try and work out what the area is. You don't have to put it in as complicated as that. But that's in introducing the import function and the maths.